got your new Grow at Home kit in, and we're going to show you what you've got, and we're going to show you how to set it up. So let's take a look at what we've got inside the box here. We've got our instructions. We've got a roll of medical paper tape. We've got humidity tank tucked in here, and we've got our fruiting block, and this one happens to be a pink oyster fruiting block. Get this out of here, get some packing in there with it. And that's our pink oyster fruiting block. So here's all the stuff we have. All right, so we gathered our supplies together. We've got a knife, we've got packing tape, we've got the spray bottle that we're not going to use yet. We're going to take a look at our instructions. This is going to give us the basic instructions to get going, and it's going to give us a QR code that you can click on that. It'll take you to the website, to the How to Get Started page, and there'll be a lot more information there. Okay, so we removed the fruiting block from the box. We're not taking the fruiting block out of this bag. This bag is important because this is, you can think about this like your skin. Most of the important stuff is inside, but you still don't want to take the skin off because it's holding everything in and protecting it, right? That's what this bag is. It's protecting all the important stuff inside, so it needs to stay on. Do not take it out of this bag. Right now, on this bag, we've got a cut marked for you. That's going to show you where you want to cut this open. You're going to cut the slit and the cross slit as marked. And what you're doing, you're not going to worry about cutting the substrate under. It's not going to hurt anything. It'll heal itself. So we're going to cut right down that slit. And then the cross slit, the reason there's a cross slit is so that when mushrooms start pushing out of here, it'll be able to kind of push out, and it's not just trying to get out of a slit. It gives it a little extra space. It kind of expands out and gives it more space. Now, once we get that done, we are going to cover the filter patch with some packing tape. And the reason we're doing this is that right now this filter patch, for the whole life of this fruiting block, that filter patch is how it has gotten fresh air. And since that's where it gets fresh air, that's where the mushrooms that are going to develop are going to assume that they need to put their spores, because those spores need to get transferred by the wind. Well, we don't want it to produce mushrooms right here. We want it to produce mushrooms at that slit that we just cut. So we're going to stop letting fresh air come in here, so that the fresh air for it is coming in here at this fruiting slot, and then the mushrooms will come out of this fruiting slot. So we've got that covered over, and we are now going to take our medical tape. I'm going to cut a piece of it that's big enough. I'm going to hold one of these flaps open a little bit. I'm just going to peel it back like that. And I'm going to drag and drop the tape so that it holds it open. I'm going to go ahead and grab the other side of it, fold that back too. What I'm doing is, if you just tape over that slit, the tape is actually going to be holding the slit shut. This way, it's holding the slit open, so it's got a greater area to breathe through, to get fresh air through. And I'm going to put a little cross piece over it too, just where that cross slit is. So now, it's breathing. It's going to be able to get fresh air through this, but this open slit is protected by this medical tape so that contaminants can't get in, whether it's mold spores or other things, and especially so that bugs and stuff can't get in there, because they really tend to carry a lot of bad things with them. And that is pretty much it. That's all we have to do. Now, you can, if you want to, and I like to do this, I like to tape a little extra around it just make sure that that bag is held tight against the fruiting block underneath. And the reason I like to do that is to make sure that fresh air isn't circulating around the outside of this. We want all the fresh air to be coming right in the front. And while we're looking at the back, one more thing to show you is that you've got a number back here that's the unique identifier of this block. And when you start harvesting your mushrooms from this, you can send in a data form that's available on the website to let us know how well your fruiting block produced, and we'll add that to our data set, and it'll be available online so people can see how other people that have gotten these fruiting blocks, how well those fruiting blocks are producing for them. But that's it. This is ready to fruit now. And at this point, all we have to do is let this sit somewhere to get started fruiting. And within a week, it is going to start fruiting. Sometimes it may be a little slower. Sometimes it could be as often as 2 or 3 days. But we're going to leave this sit just like it is. Doesn't have to be light, doesn't have to be dark. But it's good to put it somewhere where you're going to see it regularly, because what's going to happen is the fungus living inside of this block is going to start producing a mass here where the fresh air is, and it's going to start pushing at this tape. And you'll see a mass pushing out on this tape, and you'll know that it's starting to fruit. And at that point, you'll go to the next step of setting this up to fruit, getting it into fruiting conditions, pulling the tape off. But for now, we're going to set this somewhere. We're going to keep an eye on it every day so that we know when it's starting to fruit, and then we'll get it into fruiting conditions.